One of our special teams warriors just got slapped with a fine. That's gonna send the whole city into a frenzy. And the craziest part is the refs didn't even see the play live. Meanwhile, our safety is proving you can be an elite pro and a role model spouse at the same time, dropping life lessons that go way beyond football. But what really matters right now are those 3 reinforcements we might be getting back next week. Because with just 5 sacks all season, Chicago needs help badly. Stick around to the end, because I guarantee this is going to flip your whole perspective on this team. Let me start off with something we all know, but hurts to admit. We're ranked dead 26th in the entire NFL for quarterback sacks. 26th in Chicago, the city of the monsters of the Midway, home of legendary defense. And you know what? I honestly think that's about to change. Cause we've got some breaking news on 3 players who might come off IR right after this bye week. First off, here's some context. After all these years struggling with injuries, after watching our roster depth crumble season after season since the Nagy days, we finally have a front office that looks like it's building something real. Poles isn't messing around. He's stacking up young talent, investing in player development. And now, right when we need it most, those pieces are almost ready to come back. Austin Booker tops the list. And let me tell you why this is huge for Chicago. This kid's been out since that preseason game against Buffalo, and trust me, we've felt it every single Sunday. Just look at the numbers. 5 sacks in 4 games. Montez Sweat's holding it down. Dayo Odeyingbo's giving everything he's got. But we need more heat on opposing QBs when Booker comes back. Dennis Allen gets another weapon to throw at that D-line, which means Sweat won't be running on fumes in the 4th quarter. But here's the crazy part. Do you really think just adding Booker will solve all our pass rush problems? When was the last time the Bears had a legit deep rotation of edge rushers who could actually keep pressure on all game? 2018? Maybe 2019 when Mack and Hicks were both in their prime. Exactly. That's why this update has me so hyped. Now, the second name we gotta talk about, Amen Ogbongbemiga. I know what you're thinking. This guy's mostly a special teamer. But let me tell you why his return is a big freaking deal for us. First off, TJ Edwards has played just 1 game this year thanks to injuries. And even though we've survived, we desperately need some depth at linebacker. Second, and nobody's talking about this, our special teams have been shaky all year. And Ogbongbemiga is flat out vicious on kickoff and punt coverage. Special teams win games. Folks, a lot of people sleep on this part of football. But when you have a dude who can flip the momentum with a stop inside the 20, or punch the ball loose at a critical moment, that's worth its weight in gold. And Ogbongbemiga brings exactly that. And here's number 3, Travis Homer. Now, maybe you're wondering, another running back, when we already got Dander Swift. But hear me out. We're averaging 3.8 yards per carry. That's bottom 8 in the entire league. Bottom 8. In Chicago, where ground and pound football is tradition. I'm telling you, Homer's primed to make his mark on special teams, no doubt. But what if, and it's just a what if, Shane Waldron gives him some carries? He's got speed, he's got vision, and whenever he's had a chance, he produces. You really think, with our run game struggling this bad, we shouldn't at least try something new? Let me put this in perspective for you. The Packers are averaging over 5 yards a carry this year. The Vikings have Aaron Jones looking like he's 25 again. The Lions got Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery running wild together. And here we are at 3.8 per attempt. That's not good enough for any team that really wants to compete in this brutal division. But here's the million-dollar question we should all be asking, with these 3 coming back, plus Caleb Williams' steady development, are we genuinely ready to make a real run this year? Because here's what I think. If Booker can even give us 3 or 4 sacks over the next 6 games, if Ogbongbemiga locks down our special teams, and if Homer delivers even a spark in the ground game, this team might look totally different by November. And don't forget the timing here. We come back against Washington for Monday Night Football on October 13th. Jaden Daniels, that rookie QB for the Commanders, has been balling out of his mind. Running everywhere, making plays with his legs whenever stuff breaks down. We need to keep him contained. We need to get after him. And guess what? Booker coming back just in time for that game could be the difference. I really believe the front office has killed it handling these injuries and being smart with these returns. They're not rushing anybody. They're not risking long-term damage for a couple wins right now. That's what smart teams do, and we finally look like a smart operation up top. But here's what's bugging me, and I want to be real with you. if these three come back and we still don't see real improvements in the pass rush or the run game, then our problems run way deeper than just bad luck. At that point, we're talking about scheme, coaching, and basic execution problems. That's where things get dicey. If that surprised you, hold on. Because now we gotta talk about something that's got my blood boiling. Roshan Johnson just got fined $6,790 for a play that happened in our game against the Raiders last week. Here's the part that'll drive you nuts. The refs didn't even throw a flag on the play. Let me give you all the context. Fourth quarter versus Las Vegas, Cairo Santos just nailed a field goal. Torrey Taylor boots the kickoff. Johnson flies down to make a tackle on Raheem Mostert, the Raiders' return man, and he leads with his head into the contact. The officials, who are supposedly there to see this sort of thing in real time, spot nothing. No flag. Play goes on, but then, days later, sitting at home during our bye week, Johnson gets a letter saying he owes almost $7,000 for that play. Let me ask you this, if it was so obvious and so dangerous, how come the refs, who are specially trained to catch stuff like this, didn't toss a 15-yard flag right then and there? And here's what really gets under my skin. 4 players got fined in week 4 for leading with the helmet, and 0 flags were thrown on those plays. 2 of them, just like Johnson, were covering kicks. So clearly, we're looking at a systemic problem where the Zebras are missing these calls in real time. I think this raises a way bigger question about consistency across NFL officiating. You think it's fair to fine someone days after the game for something the refs, whose job it is to catch this stuff live, totally miss? I'll say it plain, it's either a penalty when it happens or it isn't. You can't have it both ways. Now, just to be clear, I'm not saying Johnson did nothing wrong. The rule's there for a reason, to protect players from head and neck injuries. I get that 100%. What I don't get is how uneven the enforcement is. If you're gonna fine Johnson, you better make sure the refs are at least seeing this in real time and throwing flags. Because here's the real issue. Johnson's a third-year guy, grinding his tail off on special teams. He's logged 50 special team snaps this year, has for solo tackles, including the one that got him fined. This dude leaves it all out there every chance he gets, laying his body on the line. And now they're docking almost $7,000 from his check. And here's what ticks me off even more. This is the third fine a Bears player's taken this season. Cole Kmet got nailed in the opener against Minnesota for a leg whip. Noah Sewell got hit in the same game for a hip drop tackle. We're one of the most fined teams in the league right now. You think that's coincidence? Is Chicago getting singled out, or do we just have a tackling and discipline problem? Because if it's the latter, that falls directly on the coaching staff to fix this mess. Now, granted, all that fine money goes to charity. The Professional Athletes Foundation and the NFL Foundation get those funds. So at least it's supporting good causes. But it doesn't change the fact that Johnson's losing almost $7,000 for a split-second bad judgment on a special teams play where he was just doing his absolute best. Let me give you some perspective. $7,000 for most of us could mean a car payment, months of rent, or a kid's college savings. For Johnson, who's not a star making millions, it's still serious cash. And he's losing it over one snap in a game, hustling to help this team any way he can. But now for the really wild part, and this is gonna flip the mood of this whole video. We gotta talk about something positive for once. Jonathan Owens and Simone Biles just showed us all what a healthy relationship looks like in the world of elite pro sports. And trust me, this is next level inspiring. Let me explain why this even matters for us as Bears fans. Owens is playing his first year here in Chicago, fighting to lock down that starting safety job. And he's straight up married to the GOAT of gymnastics. Simone Biles has 11 Olympic medals. She's got commitments with Friends of the Children, Make-A-Wish, big sponsorships with Athleta, plus her own creative projects. These to have schedules that would break most people, but this week, during our bye, they finally squeezed in a proper date night. Biles posted it in her Instagram stories. She's in a black crop top and jeans with silver accessories. He's rocking a white and black Versace shirt, black pants and loafers. Caption, date night. Then she posted their cocktails with the line his and hers now. Maybe you're wondering, why does this even matter to Bears fans? Here's the thing, our players' mental and emotional health matter when a player's happy at home, getting real support from their partner, able to just unplug from football and enjoy time with their soulmate. You see that payoff in their performance, and you gotta hear this couple's backstory, because it's actually kind of amazing. Back in 2024 when Owens was playing for Green Bay, Biles was flying in constantly to see him play, even with her own insane schedule. She posted a pic of them hugging on the field, saying, "Distance isn't easy, but watching you play with your whole heart is worth everything. I'm so proud of you, baby." And Owens is just as devoted right back. During the Paris 2024 Olympics, this guy made sure he was there in France to cheer for Biles. They caught him in a white shirt with Biles across the front. Then he posed with her gold medal like a proud husband. But what I really admire is that, even when they can't be together in person, they're fast at timing and supporting each other on social. In October last year, even with both of them buried in training, Owens FaceTimed Biles before game day and made sure to grab every second they could together at the stadium. Honestly, in a world where so many celeb and athlete relationships fall apart from busy schedules and distance, watching these to find a way to make it work is refreshing. And you know what? I think that says a lot about Owens' character, and it shows in his play. Think it's a coincidence Owens has played so well for us this year? I don't buy it. When you've got a rock-solid situation at home, someone truly in your corner, that confidence follows you right onto the field. And just so you know, a few days ago Biles actually flew out to Vegas to root for Owens when the Bears played the Raiders. She showed up in a custom white jersey with Chicago across the chest, and Owens 36 stitched on the sleeves. On the back, Owens 36 in giant print. We won that game 25-24. And I don't think it's an accident that Owens had one of his best games, with his wife cheering him on. That's navy and orange, baby. This is what this team needs. Players with real family support, mental focus, able to switch off when needed but turn it back on full blast every Sunday. The biggest lesson for us fans? Sure, football's important. But at the end of the day, what really matters is relationships, love, and real support. Owens and Biles prove you can be world-class in your field and still put your partner first. That's something we can all take to heart, athlete or not. So there you go, fam. 3 stories showing exactly where the Chicago Bears stand right now. We've got crucial reinforcements ready to come back and maybe change our defense and special teams. We've got a hard-working player getting docked unfairly for something the refs totally missed live. And we've got one of our safeties leading by example, showing you can be elite on the field and at home. Now, let me ask you this about those injuries. Do you think Austin Booker coming back is enough to fix the pass rush? Or do we need to make a move before the trade deadline? I'm telling you, if Booker's back and we're still stuck at 26 in sacks, Poles better get on the phone and do something. And about Johnson's fine, do you think the NFL needs to rework how these retroactive fines get handed out when refs didn't even throw a flag during the game? My take, if the officials missed it in real time, they shouldn't be able to ding a player for it days later. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And finally, how many of you believe having a stable home life really impacts a player's performance on the field? Cause I guarantee when Owens is happy at home, we can see it every Sunday. That's just real. Look, Bears fans have suffered for years. We've seen lost seasons, blown draft picks, insane coaching calls. But in 2025, this finally feels like a franchise building something real. Something that lasts. We've got Caleb Williams leveling up, Ryan Poles making savvy moves, and guys like Owens repping Chicago with nothing but class. If you're part of this Bears family, if you bleed navy and orange like I do, then you gotta hit that subscribe button right now. I promise you, every day we bring you the freshest news, the deepest analysis, and the realest passion for this squad. You're not finding another channel living and breathing Chicago Bears like this one. And if you like what you heard, if you learned something new today, if you felt even a bit of the energy I feel talking Bears, then smash that like button. That tells me I'm doing my job and bringing the kind of content all true Bears fans deserve. Share this with that friend who won't shut up about the Bears. Share it with your family, your coworkers, anybody who loves this team as much as we do. This community's only getting bigger, and we need all the true Chicago fans behind us. And remember, fam, we're on bye week now, but we're back October 13th for Monday Night Football against Washington. Jaden Daniels is coming to Chicago thinking he can run wild like he's done all year. But I'm telling you, if our guys are back like we hope, if our D is healthy and locked in, that rookie is about to find out what real Chicago football feels like. Bears don't mess around. Chicago doesn't mess around. And this fan base, we really don't mess around. We are the most passionate fans in the NFL, and it's time to show everyone why. Catch you in the next one, family. Bear down.